coach job seekers, don't you?
Yeah, we're doing quite a bit of that nowadays. We have a seminar that we call the job of getting a job.
Yeah, that's a real job to get a job, isn't it? So what's your best advice for job seekers?
Well, when we're working with a job seeker seminar, the first thing we do is have them write a job description for the job of getting a job, and very few of them know what the job of getting a job is. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
because being out of work is one of the worst things for your self-esteem that can happen. I'll never forget when I lost a job once. I wanted to barf, and I actually ended up passing out at dinner one night. I was so upset, and day in and day out, not having a job is very, very difficult. That's why winning at the job of having a job is so important. And in order to win, I have to define what my job description is, and I have to satisfy that job description or succeed in going beyond it. Then, when I do get an interview, my psychology is going to be a lot better.
You were talking about somebody that has already figured out what they want to do. How about if you just lost your
Well,
job and you're not clear about that? You're not going to make those phone calls, are you?
oh, okay. That's one of the, oh, that's a really important thing because a lot of people think they're supposed to know what they want to do. What matters is that you be active and in the world. You don't have to know what you want to do to call somebody and say, hey, guess what? My job right now is the job of getting a job. Would you be willing to meet with me and talk about what you're doing and help me explore ways to go? That's all you have to say. However, I'll tell you, one of the things that happens is when people get out of work, they start uh, thinking and confusing themselves and getting lost. Generally, I'd say three-quarters of the time, people are better off looking for a job doing what they've already done because they know how to do it, and people are more likely to pay them more money to do what they know how to do than what they don't know how to do.
Yeah, but a lot of us, I think, in this economy, and I was one of them. Being laid off, then you ask yourself, you don't want to do what you've been doing. Your heart feels that there's something more,
Sure.
and so it takes a real psychological shift, I guess, to go for something that you love. And as you said, self-confidence and building it up at a time where it's actually been crushed. So how do you boost back up the system, and how do you dig deeper in your heart and your where?
Yeah. Well, you're actually bringing up a number of different issues. A lot of people are actually becoming entrepreneurs because they want to be their own boss. But let me go back earlier. Most people were not doing as well in their old job as they could have been doing. Had they been doing just bang up great, some of them still would have gotten fired, but a lot of them wouldn't. And so what we always look at is what were the lessons that your old job was giving you? Because here's a law that we approach things with that is very different than most people. People who love life love what they do and love their work. Too many people look for their work to be something to love rather than learning to love wherever they are.
Mm, big distinction.
And, and we bring what we talk about is Viktor Frankl and the concentration camps, and how he found that the people who could have a sense of meaning and engagement, purpose in the concentration camps did better. And guess what? Meaning, purpose, engagement are something we bring wherever we are. I had one of the best entrepreneurs I coach started working with us when he was in college. We had a 15,000 piece mailing to put out, and I had him and two temporary employees in. The two temporary employees sat around complaining about how boring the job was. He played the game of getting as many envelopes stuffed as he could. He stuffed more than the two of them together and enjoyed and loved his day.
Hmm.
So you want to learn to love life. And as you learn to love life, the beauty of it is you get more and more responsibility put on you. As you get more responsibility, you have more opportunity to express yourself and you become more and more successful.
Yeah, so what are those small little things that you can do to start loving life more? To start
Well,
rebiting, because how do you deal with that rejection, and then how do you start to love life again when you've been crushed like that then?
well, you caught it when you threw the rejection in there. Most of us quit loving life in our childhood because we felt hurt as we were being fully ourselves. So we learned to put out what we call an illusion or a false self.
Yeah.
The me that I'm being with you isn't all of who I am. in order for me to really be fully loving of what I'm doing, I'm going to have to do things you may not like. I'm going to have to take more risks. And that's what our work is at the Wright Leadership Institute, is to help people become themselves fully wherever they are. And the beauty of it is they make more money. In the United States, at 7% of the population makes $100,000 a year or more. 7.5% of the people that come to the Wright Leadership Institute make $100,000 a year or more, just about like the population. After working and learning to be fully engaged wherever they are, 32% of our students are making $100,000 a year or more. Their divorce rate is across the board well under 10%, and they love their work at a rate of like 95%. I forget the exact percentage
Those are
on that.
amazing figures.
Well, and that's what we love doing, is
So
helping people.
how does that work? Is that over a certain period of time, or is that packages that you
Yeah, yeah.
have?
The people in that survey were a representative group, from people who had just started with us to people who had been working with us for a number of years. I don't know the exact time frame, but it's not all that fast. Although I can tell you, in our Year of More program, where we've
Wonderful
got people.
program.
Yeah, it's so rewarding to see people in that. In the second quarter of this year, or the first quarter, I forget what the statistics were. 44% of the 80 or so people in the program had gotten a promotion, a raise, or a new, better job. That's in this economy.
Nice. Very, very promising. So it's possible we can achieve amazing things even in this economy if we don't get drained by it and be dictated by the general negative
Right.
collapse.
And we do need to work harder. You know, when you fish, sometimes the lake it's easy to catch the fish, and you can catch one fish for every 50 times you throw your line out. Other days you have to do 200 throws, and we're in a time where you got to throw that line out an awful lot to catch your fish.
Better be prepared for that, yeah. Especially with what's coming up ahead. Are you're very much, you said that the quality of our life is measured by the quality of our network. Is that correct?
Yeah, one of the things we say is the quality of your life is directly related to the quality of your network. If you think about it, most people get jobs not out of applications and sending resumes, but out of their network. The better your network, the more people you can talk to, the more people of power and position you can talk to, and the faster you're going to get a job. Same way, I know one good networker, and he says that he can get people the best plastic surgeon, the best divorce attorney, and into the best schools. So if you think about it, even who do you meet to date when you're single, the quality of your network is directly proportional to the quality of your life.
Something to think about. And